My name is Jennifer Reddy. I'm the current CEO of a company called Morar Incorporated. Let me go back. I come from a very small town called Chatsworth in KwaZulu-Natal. And after high school, I went to the University of KwaZulu-Natal, which was formerly called the University of Natal. I completed my undergrad, and then I went to the University of Westville to complete my honors in accounting. Thereafter, I graduated and I joined PricewaterhouseCoopers in Durban and completed my articles together with writing my both board exams and qualifying as a CA. So my first job was, I had done administrative work as any young person that needs to earn a little spending money and keep themselves occupied during holidays. So I had family that put me in their business to do administrative work, keep control of accounts. I didn't understand it was accounting back then, but it was to keep control of the accounts and administrative work. But my first real job was when I started my traineeship at PricewaterhouseCoopers. I was fortunate enough during my 4 years of university, I had obtained a bursary to study, which was the only way I could have studied. And during that time, my parents allowed me to focus on my studies and start my internship only after I had qualified. My why is I was born to be a leader. I believe everyone is driven by a higher power that leads us along a path. I was fortunately in the right place at the right time. And within a crisis, an opportunity arose, and there I found my purpose in becoming the CEO of Morar Incorporated. My purpose was to continue a legacy that was already set forth, but to embark on my very own legacy of being a leader in the financial services sector. The proudest moment for me was having my thesis published by the School of Business Management, South African Journal of Business Management. It had no monetary value, so many people may not understand. It wasn't a big deal in monetary terms, but it was the one thing that validated that I knew what I spoke about. I found purpose and meaning in the research I had done. And when I chose my topic for my thesis, it was to ensure I added value to a knowledge world. And to have not been, they have this thing called Project Publish. So when you do your master's, if you score high in the research proposal phase, you put into this group that's called Project Publish. And that means you headed for an A, and you probably would, they would publish your work. And I wasn't part of that. I was just a mainstream student that was just trying to struggle along, working, family, career, everything with completing my thesis, my MBA in 2 years. And I never expected to miss an A by 2. So that was itself the greatest accomplishment. I received a top student award in that year from Nick Benadell for his subject, general strategy and management. But having the University of Stellenbosch publish my thesis sort of validated the journey I had embarked on for those 2 years. That it was a real life story, that I took 16 participants that experienced real life crisis in business, and myself also understanding what I went through within the business, and that people found value in sharing that knowledge with the world. So it validated it. It gave myself the credibility I needed. You sometimes underestimate who you are and what you're capable of. And as I said, it had no monetary value, but it was something that I can show my children in years to come, and their children, that, you know, I was a published author. I am a published author. So that gave me, it gave me that validation of what I'd gone through in 2 years. The best advice was when I had started in 2018. when I embarked on a journey of self discovery and self development. I had joined a leadership course for women held by Saika. And in this course, you had to unpack various things, but a lot of it was getting confidence back in yourself. So this was um, after I had two little kids, and my youngest was 2, and I was trying to figure out: am I a mom? Am I a career woman? Can I be both? What should I be in the world? I think most women reach that phase in their lives if they're professionals. And during that journey of that course, it was a 6 months course. It was the first course that Saika had in 2018, and now it's become a recurring event every year. So I was the inaugural group, and I have to say, it kick-started my self-development journey. But during that course, we had to do a self-reflection strategy, and I found that to be the hardest part of, what I was like, how do I do something more? I'm a mom of 2, I have a husband, I have a full-time career. Yeah. And the trainer at the time told me something simple: have you ever just asked for what you want? And it was just that I never asked my husband, will you be okay if I go back to study? I never asked my employer, will you be okay if I take on this additional course? I always assumed the answer would be no, or they wouldn't be happy. And yet they end up being the greatest supporters. So we often don't ask for what we want because we already preempt the answer may not be in our favor. So, in a nutshell, it was just me asking those people, my stakeholders in my life, will you be okay if I start this journey of self discovery? And everyone came to the party. So, the biggest challenge I faced was when I had to assume the role of CEO. With that position came a lot of internal and external factors, as well as a lot of emotional issues of having a mentor of 13 years suddenly pass on. So I had to face an emotional journey, trying to be very strong for my employees, for my fellow directors. And very few people understood there was an emotional side to what I was going through, because I was just as lost as many other people in the company. So we were employing over 120 people at that point. And the hardest part of everything was getting the self-belief that I had the grit, resilience, and stamina to carry it forward. I knew what needed to be done. I was running the business, so to speak, before. But the challenge was, it came as a shock. You take life for granted. You never expect you're not going to see someone tomorrow. And, when something like that is thrown at you, this curveball, and you suddenly have to, swing and hit it, or move to the side and not let it hit you, you realize how important life is, how important it is to find strength within yourself and navigate your team by showing them resilience, showing them the positivity that within a crisis comes opportunity. How I overcame it was on a very personal level. I had incredible people supporting me. I had, in a personal realm, I had people that were checking on me emotionally. On the professional realm, I had people checking on me in the business. Are you okay? Do you know what to do? Do you need help? Just having people say, don't worry, you got this. Having someone just message me the day my appointment was announced saying, we know he would have wanted you as his chief executive. He would be proud seeing you do this. Those words gave me comfort in knowing people believed in me. I need to believe in myself. I also had to have the fortitude of mind to know I had to come to work, put on my best suit, put on my smile on my face, and no matter what was happening in the background, show my staff we are here today to accomplish something and we are moving forward. Everything goes on. We are going to greater heights. We need to dig in deep and find it in ourselves to take ourselves to the next level. So in a business like this, which is very much male dominated, there's a lot of personalities at play. But I always go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Everyone needs something. Everyone needs to feel something. We need as leaders to understand what does our people need? How do we make them feel the way they need to be feeling to get them to where we need them to be so that we can move where we need to be? I keep them motivated. You have to, obviously, finances and monetary value plays a big role in career-wise and professional careers, but also people want to feel valued. So it's little things like remembering people's birthdays, giving them a personal call, giving them a card, celebrating little moments of achievement. They did well on a project, well done. It's making them feel you are contributing to us all moving forward, making them feel as part of the team, making them understand there's no one better than anyone else. We all are working together. It's like a game of football. Everyone looks at the striker, the CEO, but who's helping me get the goals done? I am inspired by everyone that I get to learn about that made their own journey to where they are. I don't want to mention the names, but these people I'm talking about when they come from the most humble beginnings and they built everything they have around them, and they don't throw it at you, so you'll never know. But when they speak to you, you feel the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of empathy and compassion, but also the stamina and the resilience they had to show in their lives to get to where they are. Those are the leaders that inspire me. It's the leaders that didn't come from generational wealth. It's the leaders that self-made their businesses, that saw the opportunities and went for it, that were brave enough to take risks. One of the leaders is someone that told me, she was working in marketing and she just didn't want to be an employee. She was like, nah, this is not for me. So she left without having any job or any income lined up. And I was like, wow, to reach that sort of belief in yourself that you are meant for something greater inspires me. So closer to home, we've gained a lot of traction within South Africa and across the borders internationally. We always wanted a larger international footprint, and I believe in the next 5 years I can get us there. I believe in the next 5 years, Morar Incorporated will be a name that's recognized with quality and excellence and strategic leadership. I believe we as competitive as any other company in this market, and we'll be renowned as leaders in our field. For businesses in KZN, I believe we see the need for private sector to rally to bring KZN back to the stature it needed to be at. KZN is filled with resilient leaders. We saw COVID, we saw looting, we saw floods. We see service delivery problems with water and electricity. We live under conditions many people don't even realize how difficult it is to just get yourself a bath and get to work nowadays. But I believe the private sector is understanding their role and the need for them to play a bigger role in guiding the economy to be a competitive country. So my vision is in the next 5 years, yes, business is going to lead. We're going to dictate what needs to be done in our province. My motto is very simple. Within every crisis lies an opportunity, and it is for you to see the silver lining.